Welcome to Fraser Mac Gaming, I'm Fraser Mac. This is the first video in my Hidden Gems series where I search through the countless games on the eShop and find 10 underrated indies for the Switch. I'll sort through the hits from the misses to save you time and money. I'll also shine a light on the wonderfully talented people behind the games and introduce you to some new titles and genres you might not have tried yet. So which games have made this list? Which games do I think have been swallowed up by shovelware? And which games just need to find their audience? Find out after this. Up first on my Hidden Gems list is of course ICONOCLASTS. It's featured in many of my videos before, and if you're a regular watcher you will know a lot about it already. I'm pretty much the #1 fan of ICONOCLASTS. I'm going to keep blowing the Iconoclast trumpet until it appears on the most downloaded lists on the eShop. It was made by one man, Joachim Sandberg. It took him 7 years and it was probably the most frustrating, inspirational and personal soul-searching period of his life. The passion for the game and the serious story behind the 2D action is there for everyone to see. It truly is an awesome game where you get to explore a wonderfully hand-drawn 2D world as a renegade mechanic called Robin. Now, if you've seen any of Joachim's artwork on his Twitter page, you'll know he's a tremendously talented person, but he's also managed to code and develop this game entirely by himself. Get out there and check out Iconoclast now. Up next is a game that was part of the Nindies Showcase in March 2018, and it released shortly after in April. It's a visually stunning game and really caught my eye because of the art style. Lightfall seemed to go under the radar, and despite being a beautiful flowing 2D platformer, it really didn't get the credit it deserves. You journey through the forgotten world of Numra to solve the mysteries of your own past and save the world from a vicious enemy. A key part of the game is learning how to control the many spectacular abilities of the Shadow Core. It allows you to perform fantastic feats as you use it as a platform to cover huge distances. It can help you climb incredible heights, protect you from enemies, and help you pass through precision-based puzzle sections. There's a well-acted narrator called Strix who will guide you along the way and help you discover your own identity. The cutscenes and sections that reveal the story can be a little long and slow down the gameplay at times, but it's overall a very enjoyable game. It's available on the eShop for under £12 in the UK and $15 in the US. If you're a fan of 2D platformers, then it's definitely one to check out. If you're in any way sensitive to flashing light or get easily addicted to beating your high scores in arcade games, then look away now. Don't Die Mr. Robot DX took me completely by surprise, and if it wasn't from those awesome guys at Infinite State Games, then I would have stayed well clear. I can best describe it as pure Mr. Wazo inspired addictive arcade clubbing robot snake action. It looks like a mobile game and it should be complete trash, but it will get its seedy little claws into you and never let you go. It's fast, it's furious, it's got lots of catchy tunes, they'll be stuck in your head for months, and I had a lot of fun with it. For less than £10, you'll struggle to find a more fun-filled way to relax and while away some time on your Switch. It was even recently on sale for less than £2, so keep an eye out for a bargain. I've got a couple of games for fellow fans of shooters now. If you're a fan of classic side-scrolling shoot-em-ups like R-Type, then Sterling Binary Stars is definitely for you. It has some awesome retro-inspired pixel art, classic gameplay, and also some ruthless roguelite elements to add a new twist. There are randomly generated levels, permadeath, and fast runs. They will keep you coming back for more. You can play in 2-player local co-op if you want to play with a friend. You've also got the option of 5 playable ships with their own abilities and playstyle, and 42 weapons and upgrades that are available to customise and mix as you please. It's a perfect match for fans of the Switch who love quick gaming sessions on the go. You can play in boss rush mode, try a daily challenge, or fight unlocked bosses in the arena. It's currently sitting at a 79 on Metacritic and received a physical release from Super Rare Games. The physical copy is now sold out, but you might be able to get a bargain on eBay eventually. It's £12 on the eShop in the UK and $13 in the US, so definitely one for all the shoot 'em up fans to enjoy. The second shooter on the list is another awesome action-based game from those devilishly talented scamps at Devolver Digital. Have you ever wondered what the baby from that Team America Wall Police sex scene grew up to be? Ever thought what an Expendables video game would look like? Or maybe thought about what goes through Trump's mind during military briefings? Well, now you know. Thanks to modern brain scanning and pixelated VR technology, you can see all three scenarios combined in front of your eyes as a retro-inspired warmongering love child. Broforce is its name, and shock and awe is its game. Terrorists don't stand a chance against the bros and their brand of run and gun excessive force. Broforce is available for £13.50 in the UK and $15 in the US. Marvel at the destruction that you and your fellow bros can unleash in bro-ops or take on your fellow bros in death matches. Not even the devil can escape freedom. After you've reached the peak of your Don't Die Mr. Robot DX high and finished destroying the devil, you can calm your nerves and regain your sanity with a charming art style in Shu. It's another glorious and enticing 2.5D platformer which sees you trying to outrun a terrible storm. Shu is eye-catching, elegant, and it's a joy to play. You have to work your way through 21 fun platforming levels across 6 diverse lands. You'll use the help of your friend's unique abilities to do this. There are 10 recruitable characters in total to discover, and you'll have to figure out how to speedrun to avoid the storm, find hidden secrets, and combine the peculiar characters to survive. This was one of the first indie games I bought on the Switch, and despite it being relatively short, I still play it to this day. It's only around £7.50 in the UK and $10 in the US, so it's a cheap game for lots of platforming fun. Moving on to something completely different now, but full of glorious pixelated RPG action. In Cosmic Star Heroine, we have Zeboyd Games' love letter to 90s RPGs like Chrono Trigger and Phantasy Star. It has classic 16-bit graphics and is a fairly short game compared to the sometimes daunting lengths of RPGs we get on the Switch nowadays. However, it has a lot of charm, strong characters, and an immersive and flowing battle system that really needs some careful consideration to master. I really am a turn-based RPG novice, but I got a massive kick when I started to combine abilities and understand the strategy needed to defeat powerful bosses. It's a Kickstarter funded game that's had a long journey before reaching the Switch, but it really does belong in a hybrid system. There are 3 planets to explore that are full of aliens, robots, magic, and forbidden technology. You'll need to explore them all to get to the bottom of the galactic conspiracy and save the world. You too can join Alyssa and her crew for $10.99 in the UK or $15 in the US. Limited Run Games did do a physical copy for Switch, but you'll have to check eBay if you want to grab a copy now. We're coming towards the end of this Hidden Gems list now, and we're going to have a couple of games from a genre I don't often enjoy. Puzzle games have not always been my go-to gaming outlet of choice. I usually like an action or a platforming game to play to, and unwind with during my downtime, but every so often a fun puzzle game comes along that gets its hooks into me. Shift Quantum is a game I first played at EGX Res in April 2018. I played that along with the likes of Flippin' Death and Dead Cells. I knew nothing about the game before I played it, but came away absolutely loving its shift mechanic. You move between 2 dimensions to overcome obstacles and move on to the next level. It might take you some time to get your head around adjustments made by using the shift mechanic, but once you master it, you'll want to keep testing yourself and get further into the story. It has a fantastically striking art style and a touching story. Shift Quantum was one of the surprise stars of the show at EGX Res, and it deserves a lot more praise than it has received so far. It's available in the eShop for $15.99 in the UK and $20 in the US. Two Tribes are a classic indie dev studio based in Holland who've been creating games for almost 20 years. Sadly, back in 2016, they announced that the twin-stick shooter Rive would be their last release. Thankfully for Switch fans, they've released Rive Ultimate Edition, I'll tell you more about that game another day, Tokitori and Tokitori 2 Plus on the Switch. Tokitori is a classic puzzle platformer that was originally released by Capcom on the Game Boy Color back in 2001. It's been on numerous platforms since, and the most expansive and complete edition to date is now available on Switch. It involves simple gameplay mechanics involving whistling and stomping that help you solve clever environmental puzzles and collect all kinds of loot. It offers smooth 60 frames per second gameplay, a bright and charming art style, and lots of in-game achievements. It's sitting on an 84 on Metacritic, so really is one of the most definitive versions of the Tokitori series. There is a demo available on the eShop to let you try it before you buy, but you can dive straight in and get a copy for $13.50 in the UK and $15 in the US. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, then you'll know by now that I like action in my games, and I've saved one of the best for last on this Hidden Gems video. Roguelikes are everywhere on the Switch. They bring action, challenge, and a lot of replayability, and Wizard of Legend has all those things in abundance. It's a retro-inspired, fast-paced 16-bit wizarding thrill ride that will have you throwing your Switch against the wall if you're not careful. It doesn't have much of a story, but it's all about the hack and slash spell combining combat. The learning curve was steep for me in the Chaos Trials. Yes, very steep. You need to get used to using patience, guile, and combine unique spells and items to develop a playstyle that will see you overwhelm the many powerful enemies within the dungeons. A simple marauding melee approach to combat will see you die and die quickly. Once you develop your skills though, the flowing spell-slinging combat becomes a joy to behold. This is Contingent 99's first foray into the indie market, and whether you tackle it solo or in local co-op, you'll love unleashing devastating spell combinations and experimenting with the many possibilities in combat. It's not for the faint-hearted, but Wizard of Legend is $13.99 in the UK and $16 in the US. So those are my very first hidden gems for the Nintendo Switch. There will be plenty more of these videos to come. I play all kinds of games on the eShop all the time. There's always more games releasing and lots of indie devs who just need to find their audience. If this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, and hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video, and I'll see you on the next one.